Yo, top of the morning, man. Today is December the 3rd. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. I didn't do a show yesterday. I was a little under the weather. Woke up yesterday morning feeling terrible, in all honesty. Woke up this morning not feeling too much better, but I did get a chance to go do the slate yesterday, handicap the games. We got a lot of cup games today, a lot of meaningful basketball for the first time. I think tonight might be the most meaningful night that we've seen in the NBA so far. So we're going to jump right into it. Yesterday, I sent out one play. It was Anthony Edwards over his three-point prop at 3.5. Of course, Anthony Edwards makes no threes. I think he made one. Everybody else on the team made threes. Dante DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, Mike Conley, everybody except Anthony Edwards, because we bet on him yesterday. But neither here nor there. We try to get it all back. I am still, after getting some of it back last week, it was a terrible weekend for me. I never shy away from it. Been getting smoked though. Been absolutely getting smoked. So I think what I'm gonna try to do, I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm gonna try to go play more just spread picks rather than team totals or unders. I feel like the unders have been really costing me a lot of money. I had to go back and calculate the unders specifically. But we're gonna make this a very efficient show. Got all the notes ready. We're gonna jump right into it. Go through a couple of the comments real quick. What up, Marquise? Says he had a 5-2 night. Let's keep it pushing. G Heard in here. What up, Fury Elite? He says, let's get it today. Raptors fans, top of the morning, Chris. I missed when you did that 5 p.m. show, but glad I'm able to catch the morning show. Appreciate that, Raptors fan. I might start doing an evening show again, too. We'll see how it goes. What up, Justin? G Heard says, anybody like Charlotte today? Everyone is hurt, but my number still loves them, even with the move from 5 to 4.5. We're going to talk about that game. What up, Charles? Says, shout out to Chris in the chat. Appreciate all the work, helping me see games in 4D, making me a better capper. Salute to y'all and y'all's families. Appreciate that as well. What up, JM? GL Bets in here. GLB Bets in here as always. Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. PZ in here as well. He says Jameis Winston making awful decisions with the football. Hey, Jameis, just get that thing and throw it up in the air, man. Somebody got to catch it. Jared Judy or somebody on the other team. What's up, Corey? Good morning, Kristen. Dropping dimes in here as well. Kev says, what up, Chris? WNBA is back. The schedule did come out yesterday, though, Kev. Schedule did come out. What's up to my guy, Derek? DJ Props in here. Justin says, Chris, the Discord always makes sure I don't have a bad night. Appreciate the Discord. Real shit. Nah, absolutely. Discord been going crazy, man. They just in there sharing looks. So I appreciate the Discord as well, Justin. I don't tell all the plays, but I'll tell every now and then. I got to get into NCAA basketball though. That's one of the things on my to-do list is to jump into NCAA. I got to be an NCAA better soon. Let's jump into it today. jaXon, real quick. Today, I always talk about jaXon. That's a 50% promo if you guys are interested. In the description of the video, just use code ChrisBeCappinn. I will be doing some stuff with Pond Sports next week in the evening. I'll promote it, let you guys know when that'll be. We'll be going through some jaXon stuff. Today, I'm looking. jaXon actually likes, let's see. jaXon likes Philly. Minus the 4.5. jaXon likes the Pacers. It says the Pacers are +3. I don't think the Pacers are +3. Toronto is +3. So jaXon got that wrong. And then jaXon also likes the Bucks -4 and Golden State +4.5. And you get on here, it can tell you why you like it. You don't have to tell it. You can ask jaXon why you like the specific side that you like, and it can give you a write-up for it and all that good stuff. So check it out, man. Corey, you just send me an email at ChrisBeCappinn 2Ps 2 Ns or DM me on X or Twitter at ChrisBeCappinn 2Ps 2 Ns, and I can get you in the Discord. Let's see what we have on the board for today, though. Let's jump right into it. It's a bunch of games on the board for today. Took me a long time last night to handicap these games. Because you got meaningful basketball. We're going to talk about the meaning of basketball in each one of these games as well. So first one we got up is the Milwaukee Bucks. They will be on the road facing the Detroit Pistons. This line I wrote in my notes yesterday at 3.5. So money's coming on the Bucks. And the total was 224.5. A lot of money coming in on the under in this spot. And you look at the Milwaukee side. So let's just get the cup thing out the way first. So both of these teams are undefeated in cup play. Both teams are undefeated in cup play. Let's see. Detroit clinches the group with a win. Milwaukee clinches the group with a win. So you got this probably going to be the most competitive game outside of Orlando and in New York today. Milwaukee has won 10 straight in the head-to-head matchup against the Detroit Pistons. Detroit's actually covered 2 of the last 3, with the last game being a push at 7 earlier this season when they won the second leg of a back-to-back and they were shorthanded in Milwaukee. Detroit has looked a little good, man. They've looked really good, specifically in cup play. Both of these teams are undefeated, and one of them is going to win this game and be in the cup. So real quick, I do got the notes up so I can tell you guys what it is. So Detroit can clinch a wild card if they lose. Detroit wins the tiebreaker over Boston and the loser of the Orlando-New York game. For Detroit to have a chance to win the tiebreaker at 3-1, Detroit must lose by no more than 5 points or in overtime. Milwaukee wins they clinch if they win, and they win the tiebreaker over Boston or Boston and the loser of the Orlando-New York game. Milwaukee, to have a chance to win the tiebreaker at 3-1, they must lose by no more than 6 points or in overtime. So that's the ramifications of this game. It's going to be a really, really good game. I'm super excited. I was trying to figure out what side I wanted to take, and my heart wants to take Detroit, if I'm being honest with you guys. My heart is like, bro, it's Detroit's time. Like, they're going to be super motivated for this game. I do think, I put this wrong, so I'm just looking at it right now. Let's fix this real quick. So this should say Bucks versus Pistons. Pistons actually getting the 4.5 points now. So Milwaukee, they've actually won 6 straight, and they come in rested, 2 days rest. Detroit, 2 days rest as well. Second straight home game for them. They lost to Philly on Saturday, but that was a game after a cup game. So and K was a late scratch in that game as well. So besides Chris Middleton on the injury report, everybody else should be good for this game as well. So what else did I write in my notes? Both teams on the first leg of a back-to-back. I think both teams are fades tomorrow. They'll both. I think they're both leaving on the floor today. Milwaukee has Atlanta back at home tomorrow. Detroit actually has Boston in Boston. They probably both get smoked. I see both teams leaving it all on the floor today. So something I wanted to take into consideration. I was looking at the numbers with Cade on the floor and off the floor because he's missed some time this season. The Pistons are actually getting outscored by about 1 point per possession with Cade on the floor. And with Cade off the floor, minus 4.7 points differential with Cade off the floor. I kind of feel like I said, my heart really wants to take Detroit, man. I do think that they can keep this game close, but you got the Bucks with Dame, you got the Bucks with Giannis. It's going to be difficult for this Pistons team. I do believe it's going to be difficult. Can they keep it close? Potentially, but some late free throws could get Milwaukee to a cover in this spot. Some late free throws could also get this game up and over the total. So I didn't get there with the total or the side in this game. But I do want to take Detroit. And if I didn't take Detroit for the full game, I would take Detroit first half. Detroit, I think the Bucks will be motivated, but Detroit's going to be on fire today. They can struggle to close games, but they are 4-3 against the spread in the first half as a home dog, while the Bucks are just 1-3 against the spread in the first half as a road favorite. So I do think, like I said, I think Detroit's going to be turned. I see them, sticking with the Bucks early. For the full game, Detroit's 4-2 against the number as a home dog of 2.5 points to 7 points, while the Bucks are just 1-3 if they're laying between 2.5 and 7. This number feels short. I think it's short for a reason. I really want to get there with the Bucks. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. Also, Giannis, if I'm looking at props, Giannis over his 5.5 assists was minus 130 last night. He's religiously crushed that line. I can see him having a very, very big game today. Giannis over his assists. Dame over his points. He's historically played really, really well against this Detroit team. I think he went under in his last game, but he has games where he absolutely crushes them. This seems like the game that Dame really unleashes his wrath, it feels like, in my opinion. Giannis had 59 against the Detroit Pistons last time that they played as well. So a whole lot of things to take into consideration in this one. Let's see. What up, young man? Travel. Dame over 7.5 assists. Derek says cleared 5 of 6 games since returning from injury. Yeah, I like Giannis over his assists because I feel like they're gonna have to build a wall. But Dame has continuously gone up and over his assist number as well. JM says Milwaukee, he likes them. Derek says Cade over his 14.5 rebounds and assists, cleared his number in 11 straight. We talked about that the other day, and then he got ruled out. What up to my guy Fred? He says the high school went 12-1, only lost Friday game before state. Shaking my head. We got Max super happy for the home team going undefeated. Just wish we get over the hump. I'm done then. Yeah, I saw that we were actually balling. That's a separate conversation. Me and Fred went to high school together. I did see on the news that the boys were balling, put together a really good season. Salute to the boys, man. Happy to hear that, Fred. What up, Prolific? Jalen says he likes Cato up and over. Coop says Detroit needs to find a way to slow down Giannis. They're going to have to build that wall, man. Justin says I'll be on Cade over his points, rebounds, and assists to get some plus money. Let's see. What else should I say about this one? PZ likes Cade over 22.5 points. It could be bully ball tonight. Absolutely could be bully ball tonight. Marquis says Malik Beasley over his 3-point prop. Major green light against his former team. Like Dame double-double. I think it's a big scoring night for Dame. I don't know how much assisting he's going to do. I kind of feel like Giannis and Dame going to share the ball a lot. Merrill likes Dame over his 7 assists as well. 8 points and assists, and Malik Beasley's 3s for Zachariah. Okay, yeah, I didn't play the side on this one, man. Like I said, it feels about right, man. I can see the Bucks winning by 4 or 5. I can see, the Pistons keeping it close early. I think I like Detroit first half a little bit more than anything else. Like I said, I do think it's gonna be rocking from the jump. First half number, best one you can get right now is Detroit plus 2.5 on FanDuel, minus 115. I think that would be my top play in the game outside of Giannis to go over his 5.5 assists. Let's go to another game, one that I actually did bet. We got I'll call them by their names now. We got the Philadelphia 76ers against the Charlotte Hornets. This line opened with Charlotte getting 5 at the crib. Total was 212. Totals come down to 210. And a little bit of money coming in on the Charlotte Hornets here, pushing this from 5 down to 4.5. So on the Philly side, 2 days rest, first leg of a back-to-back. They got a home game tomorrow against Orlando. And they're coming off a a decent win against Detroit on Saturday that saw a Detroit team without Cade Cunningham. On the Charlotte side, 2 days rest here. Last of a 5-game homestand for them. They've lost 5 straight and 8 of their last 10, but they've covered 3 in a row. And 6 of their last 7 games have the Hornets. 4 straight unders since LaMelo went down. They've posted 4 straight games with their opponent offensive. With their offensive efficiency being a 106 or less. So they've struggled offensively. Defensively, they've held 4 straight opponents under 111 efficiency ranking. And they're actually top 6 defensive rated team as well, second in turnover rate. They do give up the 3rd most offensive rebounds, but you look at Philly, they're going to be without Drummond in this game. And Charlotte actually, they got, for people who don't know, they did get Nick Richards back in that last game. And Mark Williams has actually been upgraded to questionable. He was talking about coming back in this game yesterday. I watched the post-game interview. So LaMelo Ball, Bridges, Trey Mann, they're all still out. Kyle Lowry is probable. Embiid is out. Drummond is out. Reggie Jackson is day-to-day, and Caleb Martin is probable. So you got neither team really playing for nothing in this game. Philly has won 8 straight, including one that they played earlier this season. So you got the revenge spot for Charlotte in this game as well. I jumped on Charlotte plus the points. I really wanted to take the under at 212. I tweeted it out yesterday. I was just going to play the under for 2 straight weeks in Charlotte's games. I tweeted that out on Saturday, and it did hit the other day. Charlotte has been very, very good defensively. And I actually think that they dominate the rebounds in this game as well. I think that's what keeps the game close. I'm not laying points with Philly. I know that they're coming off a very, very good win. I know that Maxi's back. He's starting to look like himself again. Paul George just hasn't really moved the needle for me, and I think Charlotte struggles to score the basketball in this spot. I looked at home dogs who've covered 6 of their last 7 games. They're 53 and 42 against the spread. That's 56%, including 3-1 against the spread this season. So it just tells me that the team that's been playing really good at the crib continues to play good and be feisty. So I do like the Charlotte Hornets in this spot. I played the +5 last night. Also like the under, but think I'm gonna stay off the under at 210. Any thoughts on this one? Let's see what you guys are thinking. Justin says, "Yo, what you gave these boys their name back?" Yeah, I give them their name back. Derek likes the under at 209. He says Charlotte 9-1 to the under as home dogs. Philly 2-1 to the under after a win. Philly 4-3 to the under as a favorite. Yeah, it should be a very slow game, man. It should be a very slow game. I also think this comment from Merrill just made me think. And what's up to my guy Mark in the chat? Appreciate you, Aaron. Appreciate you, bro. Real quick on this comment right here. So I do like under there. I just didn't play it, man. I've been getting smoked with totals. I've been absolutely getting the mollywop with totals, but I still lean under. I just would have wanted to get it when it opened because I did see it open at 212 and I kind of pondered on it. I was like, yeah, should I take it? Should I not? And now I feel like I've lost, a couple points. It's actually up to 210.5. So 210.5 on most books. It looks like that's consensus right now. You can still get a +5 right now on Bet Rivers. It looks like we got 5 last night for people who tailed on Caesars, I think. But this is down to 4.5 on most books, and I like it at 4.5. To this comment right here from Merrill, he says PG over 7.5 rebounds and assists. I forgot to write this in my notes yesterday, but I'm thinking about the game, and I'm thinking about this game, and I'm just always trying to dump all my thoughts out. We got to remember that this will be one of the first games, not the first game, but this will be one of the first games where Brandon Miller actually gets to play against Paul George. We know Paul George is Brandon Miller's favorite player of all time, so we do expect that's a strong look towards Brandon Miller to have a really big game in this spot, especially with no LaMelo Ball. So I know the shot attempts have been there. He's been shooting the ball like crazy. I do expect Brandon Miller to have a big game. I'm not sure if he'll go up and over his points prop or his assist prop or what it'll be, his 3-point prop, but Brandon Miller against his protege, I think could probably be a good look. He did hit 7 threes against Atlanta the other day. Looks like his 3-point prop is 4.5. So just something to take into consideration here as well. Zacharias says backwood. He off for this game. Derek says Charlotte not hitting 100 points in 3 of their last 4 home games. And that is true. It should be played pretty slowly. I play Charlotte plus the points instead, though. All right, let's move over to a game that is another meaningless game. I don't have a lot on this game. You got the Washington Wizards. They are, real quick. Oh, man. All right, let's see. All right, you got the Washington Wizards. They come in here as 15.5-point dogs. This line was 15.5 when it opened. Total opened 235.5. It went down to 235. I see some 234.5s now, so the total is dropping just a tad bit. This is up to 16.5 on some books as well, so definitely shop around. That half a point can mean something at times. So for the Wizards, this is a game that I know I'm not betting. Injury report, I'll tell you guys. Dean Wade has been upgraded to questionable. I think that's pretty much it. Ty Jerome is on the injury report as well, and then Kyle Kuzma continues to remain out for the Washington Wizards. So, like I said, this is a very, very meaningless game. I kind of want to take Washington team total under. The problem is Cleveland's coming off a very, very big win against the Boston Celtics the other day, and I think they could potentially overlook the Washington Wizards. Not that the Wizards are good. Let's not get it twisted. But 15.5 is a big number. I think if I'm playing anything, I watched Darius Garland really take pride in defense the other day, trying to lock up Jason Tatum, and he did a really good job of moving his feet, staying in front of him. Pretty much saying bro, you're not about to punk me. I can guard too. I'm not about to be the guy that y'all go at in the mismatch every single time. So he had a couple excellent possessions. I kind of think this is the letdown spot. So if I'm playing anything in this game, it's Brogdon. Brogdon up and over his points prop. Brogdon over his points plus assists. We got to remember, Cleveland is still not a great defense not a great defense in general. The Cleveland Cavaliers are not against guards specifically. So I do think Brogdon can have some success in this game. I did screenshot some stuff last night. Let me just tell you guys what I have on Brogdon. So his points prop was 16.5 last night, minus 105. He's coming off a 29-point game against the Bucks. He had 17 against the Clippers, 18 against Boston, He did go under against the Pacers and the Bulls at 15, so he's going up and over 3 of his last 5. His points, I think that's the only thing that I was looking at. Was looking at some Brogdon stuff. Jordan Poole could have another big game. I'm not sure what to do with this one. Maybe just take the Cavs team total up and over. The Wizards really can't stop anybody. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. I want it to be quick here though. Drop a dime says Paul George being your favorite player is nasty. I agree, man. I love Paul George, but he can't be your favorite. It's different times, man. Different times. Zachariah says he liked Brogdon points and Mobley rebounds and assists. Merrill says Mobley rebounds and assists for him over 12.5. Seems like a lot of people like that. Raptors fan says throwback pick here, Chris, but I haven't made my mind up yet. Wizards team total under 109.5. I can see it. The Wizards, the Bucks defense burnt me the other day, and if the Cleveland Cavaliers weren't coming off such a big win against the Boston Celtics the other day, I probably would be looking at that team total to stay under. But yeah, it's Wizards team total under for me or nothing. I'm not playing their team total over. And I honestly would probably take the spread too if I'm being like, I'm not betting this game, but that's the way I would look. Allen over 13.5 points. Mark said he's got in on the over. Jalen says double for Mobley. A lot of people like Mobley today. I might have to write Mobley name down. Look into why y'all like Evan Mobley so much. I mean, I know it's the Wizards, but maybe they just can't stop big man. I'm keep hearing his rebounds and assists, his points and rebounds. A lot of people like Mobley today. Derek says he likes Brogdon over his points plus assists. It's hit 5 straight. I like it too. Justin says he got in on the over. What's up, Killian? He says, hope you get healthy, feel better. Appreciate that, bro. GLB Best likes the over as well. Okay. I feel like we did a pretty good job here. Pretty quick, but not a game I'm going to bet. I know not. Next game up, we got Pacers and the Raptors. This line opened with the Pacers. What were the Pacers doing? They were, let's see if I can find it in my notes. What this line was. It was at 2. So Toronto is +2. They're nil +2.5 dogs here. Total open 237.5. It's up to 230. Excuse me. It's up to 238.5. 238's out there as well. And this is actually moving to +3 now. So people thinking that the Pacers actually going to win a game. And that's something that they have not been able to do specifically on the road this season. The Pacers are let's see. All right, I got that up. Let's see. All right, injury report real quick. Grady Dick has been upgraded to questionable. He's missed like the last 3 or 4 games for the Raptors. And then Andrew Nembhard is listed as questionable. He did come back in that game on Saturday against on Sunday against the Memphis Grizzlies. Pacers actually had a double-digit lead in that game. I think they had a 15, 16-point lead, and they get absolutely smoked. They turn the ball over. They can't play any defense. The Grizzlies score as many points as they want to, 136 to be exact. And that's what it is for the Pacers. 4 straight overs on the road. They can't get a stop to save their lives. The Grizzlies scored 136. The Bucks scored 129. The Rockets scored 130. The Raptors scored 130. This is a really poor defense. And I'm listening to the halftime interview. They actually interviewed Obi Toppin. And, they was asking them about the success that they had in the first half against the Memphis Grizzlies. And he said, we're just kind of getting back to the way that we're playing super fast. We want to get up and down. We want to play super fast. So I know that this is a high total. I would only be looking towards the over. I don't think that the Pacers are ever going to play defense, in my opinion. On the road so far this season, they're 2-9 straight up, 3-8 against the spread, 7-4 to the over. And like I said, 4 straight overs. If they're a road favorite, 1-4 straight up, 1-4 against the number, I would only be looking towards the over. That's the only way I would be able to play this game. I know 240 is a really high number. Sometimes these totals can kind of die. Halliburton hasn't been good on the road. We gotta keep that in mind. But I do feel like this is a game where I would be looking towards the over. And speaking of Tyrese Halliburton, he has been terrible. As we talk about this all the time. He's under his 9.5 assists in 3 straight games, 4 of his last 5, on the road specifically. And then you look at Tyrese Halliburton, his points plus assists. Number was 27.5 last night, -109. Tyrese Halliburton has only he's actually 5-0 to the under, and his 6-0 to the under in his last 6 games. He's actually only hit this 2 times in his last 10 games. He's gone under 27.5 points plus assists in 8 of his last 10 games. So I'll be looking at some Tyrese Halliburton props under. You got Benedict Mathurin back in Toronto, where he's in Canada, where he's from. And I was looking at RJ Barrett as well. RJ has, for whatever reason, in home games, RJ turns up. Like, I was listening to Bogdanovic talk about yesterday, post-practice interview. Was listening to him talk about how much RJ Barrett takes pride in playing for his home country. Like, it's almost like he has like a Canadian jersey on when he steps on the floor. RJ is balling in home games. So looking at his points prop, 24.5, he's cleared this in 3 straight games at the crib: 37 against Miami, 31 against Minnesota, 39 against Indiana when these two teams just played. He did stay under versus Detroit. He only had 22, but before that, he played Sacramento, had 31. Before that, he played the Lakers, had 33. So he's up and over in 5 of the last 6 games at the crib. 24.5 seems doable for RJ Barrett. Also, his 3-point prop, 1.5 minus 119. He's cleared this in 4 of his last 5 games, 7 of his last 10 games. The only game he went under recently, the only game he went under at the crib so far this season was a game against Minnesota where he only hit 1 3. So 1.5 was minus 119 when I looked at it last night. He's had 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2 in his home game so far in Toronto this season. So that's the way I'll be looking. Some RJ props over, some Tyrese Halliburton props under in this game. And I will be looking towards the total to go up and over as well. Let's see what you guys are saying about this one before we move it over. Malcolm over 1 still. Malcolm Brogdon. RJ Barrett over 1.5 threes made. Merrill says, like it. I just talked about that. Scotty Barnes says, SK says Scotty Barnes over his 1.5 threes. Coach says he wanted him to get more. I see. This is how you know SK from Canada. Shout out to SK. Appreciate you, SK. But most people not gonna go look through the beat reporters and know what the coaches are saying. But I did see that. Coach, they asked Coach, was he okay with Scotty Barnes shooting 7 threes per game since he's returned? He said, absolutely not. I want him shooting more threes. I actually saw this last night too. So yeah, I couldn't talk you off Scotty Barnes to go up and over his 1.5 threes because you're right. Bogdanovic said that he wanted him to shoot more threes. He probably will. Merrill says Benedict Mathurin over his 25.5 points plus rebounds. I can get there. Zachariah says same thing. And he likes Scotty rebounds and assists. Merrill likes Scotty rebounds and assists as well. Mark says he's just going to play the Pacers on the money line here. Think that they get off the snot on the road. Barnes rebounds and assists and a triple-double sprinkle for that ear. Charles likes Scotty Barnes as well. Derek says Toronto team total over 118.5. They're 7-2 to the team total over at the crib. Indiana 29th defensive rated team on the road. I mean, it's really that simple. I do think the Pacers will be able to keep. I think they'll be able to score with the Raptors as well in the spot, but not laying points with the Pacers right now, man. I got to see it. Siakam back in Toronto too. I forgot about that. Holly on the road. I wrote it in my book when you put it in Discord after the Grizzlies game. Yeah. Holly on the road. I think he had 8 points against the Grizzlies the other day. And the Grizzlies play faster than anybody. We're actually going to talk about them in a second. PG says Raptors only second game, but 7-game homestand for them as well. Brian says, what up, Chris? I like the Raptors here. Fade the Pacers on the road. I mean, that's what's been profitable. Like I said, 2-9 straight up, 3-8 against the number on the road so far this season, losing by an average of 9 points, 4 straight overs. They're giving it up, man. They are giving points up. 120 on the road is what teams are averaging for the Pacers. We'll see what happens with Nembhard. He was a +5, plus-minus last game. So we'll see what happens with him. All right, let's keep it moving. Next game up, we got the Magic and the Knicks. Probably the game of the day. And I saw this line open at 5.5 in favor of the Knicks. It's come down to 5. And I actually saw it touch 4.5, I think, as well. Total open 217.5, and it's down to 215.5. This was another one where immediately looking at it, I wanted to take Orlando plus the points, and I wanted to take the under. And the under actually is actually on the way back up. I see 216s out there. It hasn't touched back to 217.5, so it's still been under since the line opened. But I wanted to take Orlando in this spot, and I had to pump my brakes a little bit because Orlando's been so good. So let's get to injury report real quick. We don't really have one. I think everybody's going to be available outside of Paolo Banchero. The Knicks going to have everybody back. I did see that Thibodeau said that Precious Achiuwa will be back soon. He's not going to play in this game, but he'll be back soon. But I really wanted to take Orlando in this spot, man. I thought it was an Orlando spot. The more I did some deep diving, the more I think it's a Knicks spot. And I haven't been high on the Knicks this season, but let's jump into it. So you got an Orlando team that's 9-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 10 games. They've covered 6 straight games. This is the first leg of a back-to-back. They got the 76ers tomorrow. I think that game's at home. And you look at the Knicks. Knicks actually been on fire as well. I tried to fade them on Sunday against the Pelicans. They smoked the Pelicans. And the interesting dichotomy here is that the Knicks have been really, really good at the crib, and the Orlando Magic have been not so good on the road. The Magic are actually, I think, 8-1, 9-1, straight up and against the number at the crib, but only 6-7 against the number on the road so far this season. So the Knicks, like I said, they've won 7 of their last 10. They smoked the Pelicans by 33 on Sunday. Equal rest for both teams. And this is another really big cup game, right? Winner of this game clinches the East Group A. Orlando has won 4 of the last 5 in the head-to-head matchup as well. Man, let me give me a second real quick. I'm just trying to check something out. Let's see. Real quick. All right, yeah, okay. All right, just want to make sure I'm good on time. All right, so going back. So winner of this game does clinch East Group A. Orlando has won 4 of the last 5 against the Knicks. And the totals are actually 8-2 to the under as well in the last 10 head-to-head matchups. So I did some deep diving into this game, man. This is what I found. The weakness for the Knicks defense is the three-point shot. That's what they struggle with. They rank 28th in opponent three-point frequency, 26th in opponent three-point accuracy on the full season. The last 5 games, they're still second in opponent accuracy, but third in opponent three-point frequency are the New York Knicks. The problem with Orlando is that's their deficiency. They don't shoot the three-point ball. They don't shoot the three-point ball well. So when I was looking at the Knicks, the Knicks' ability to limit Orlando's three-point shot, mixed with Orlando being the second worst three-point shooting team on the road, says that they struggle to score the ball here. The Knicks, I think, will be fired up for this game. The Magic, they only average 104 points on the road so far this season. Knicks 5-3 to the under at the crib so far this season. They're only allowing 105 points when they're playing in the Garden compared to 115 on the road. And they're only 2-5 against the spread as road dogs this season are the Orlando Magic. As much as I like the Orlando Magic, and I do think that they want to win this cup, they're only 6-7, like I said, straight up and against the spread on the road. And they've won, and while they have won and covered 4 straight, those wins came against the Lakers, against the Charlotte Hornets, and against the Brooklyn Nets twice. And they didn't have Cam Johnson in either one of those, Cam Thomas in either one of those games. The Knicks are a tier up from all 3 of those teams, in my opinion. So this feels like a game where the Knicks kind of, they're going to have to guard Franz Wagner. And I think that they got the personnel to do so. Like, you just put OG Anunoby on him, and you got excellent defenders as well. Then you crash the boards. Cat gonna have to be down there, getting rebounds, because Orlando's a really good rebounding team. And you also got Josh Hart. This feels like a Josh Hart double-double type game. I was looking at his rebounds last night at 7.5, and I kind of feel like this is a game where Josh Hart steps up and plays really, really well. Mikal Bridges had his best game as a New York Knicks player the other day. He finally hit 30 after struggling against Charlotte on Saturday night. Excellent defender as well. I just kind of feel like the defense for the Knicks is a lot better than the offense for the Orlando Magic. And like I said, I know the Magic going to be fired up for this game. This is probably why I want to take the Knicks, though. I really, really want to take the Knicks. Didn't quite get there. And like I said, at the beginning of the handicap, I wanted to take Orlando. I'm like, why is Orlando getting so many points? From a trend perspective, last thing I'll say, from a trend perspective, road dogs that have won 9 of their last 10 games since the 2018 season. So if you won 9 of your last 10 and all of a sudden you're a road dog, you're only 18-49 straight up. But they are 31-32-4 against the number. So the book said that this, that trend says that this game is going to be played tight. The Knicks should win. Do they cover, though? Do they cover? If the number comes down, if I can get a 3, I'll probably end up taking the Knicks. I do think it's a Knicks spot, though. I probably should stop being afraid and just take the Knicks, honestly. But I think it's a Knicks spot. I really, really do. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. Knicks first half. I'm glad you mentioned this, Kenneth, because I was looking into this as well. Knicks at the crib, if I'm not mistaken, are 6-1. Because I was thinking first half full game, like little the halftime full time, not taking both. But I kind of felt the same way. I'm glad you mentioned this. I think the Knicks are 6-1, 6-2 against the number as a home favorite in the first half. And Orlando has struggled in this spot. So real quick, let's put some numbers to that. The Knicks are 6-2 as home favorites in the first half. The Orlando Magic are 1-6 against the spread in the first half as a road dog this season. Like I said, the Magic have been playing well. I just don't think that they've been playing competition like this. A1 contractor says Knicks gonna smack Orlando today. G. Hurd says, yeah, I'd be careful with Orlando here as well. Merrill likes KCP over his 1.5 threes. He has hit that number, I think, 3 straight games. This is the one I think I would probably stay off. They're going to need him to make shots, though. Mo Wagner over his 12.5 rebounds and assists. I don't think the points are going to get there. I actually wanted to take I'm sorry, not Mo, Franz Wagner. I wanted to take his under points. I did look at that as well. Have not pulled the trigger. Merrill says he likes Cat over 35 points and rebounds. Franz Wagner over his 5.5 assists. Davis not scoring 25 cost me $1,000 ticket, Maurice says. Bench boys hungry for that play-in money on New York. I agree with that, A1 contractor. Not that Orlando's not. When Orlando plays basketball the right way, you got to love how they play the game. Raptors fan says, I think this could be a good spot for Mikal Bridges. I had his best game of the season a couple nights ago, and I think he rides that wave tonight, taking his over 1.5 threes. I could see it. I could definitely see it. What up, G421? Mark says, I like that first half look on New York. Yeah, I think maybe we get in and get out with the Knicks, man. First half, 6-2 against the spread at the crib. The Magic just 1-6 against the spread as a road dog this season. I think that's it, man. Frank likes Knicks -5. Dropping Dime says Knicks are going to throw the kitchen sink at Franz. And I think that they got the personnel to do so. We got to remember, man, OG Anunoby, one of the best defenders in the NBA. In a game like this at the Garden, it's going to be rocking in the Garden tonight, man. I want to get there with the Knicks. Haven't played it yet. I see the line coming down to 4.5. It's Knicks or nothing for me. Maybe even first half. And real quick, first half number probably 2.5. Let's see what the best number we can get. 2.5 -105 right now. I'm going to write that down. Well, I already wrote it down, but I'm going to write that down where I see the number at. First half -2.5. I like this. I like this a lot. All right. Let's see. SK says it's a similar situation to when they all had to do all you had to do was stop Brandon Miller, still didn't cover. Yeah. It's not at all. That was a meaningless game for the Knicks. This is a very, very important game. And like I said, you got to go in and check the splits for the Knicks. Defensively, they've been light years better on the road than they've been at home. All right, so let's keep it moving. Next game we got up is I'll try to get through 2 more, and I got to get through them pretty quickly. The Jazz and the Thunder. This line opened 14.5 in favor of the Thunder. It's down to 13.5. Total open 226.5, down to 222.5. And I agree. I agree with the total coming down. Don't agree with the spread coming down. This is I think it's more of an under game. The total dropping 4 points kind of scares me off a little bit now. I had a lot of notes on this game. So start with the injury report. We got Clarkson and Flipikowski still out on the Utah Jazz side. On the Thunder side, I think they'll pretty much have everybody that they have been having. I think Caruso will still be out in this game. We got a Utah team that's 2-8 straight up. They've lost 2-8 straight up in their last 10. They've lost 4 straight, failed to cover 3 in a row before finally covering against the Lakers the other day. Offensively, they played 3 straight unders, and 4 of their last 5 games have gone under. They scored 104 against the Lakers, 94 against the Dallas Mavericks, 103 against the Denver Nuggets. This feels like a Utah team total under spot for me. For OKC, first game back home after a 4-game road trip. They're coming off their loss to the Houston Rockets the other day. And they also could clinch. They clinched West Group B with the win today, and a San Antonio loss. They can clinch the wild card if they somehow happen to lose this game to the Utah Jazz, which I don't see happening. So I looked into a couple of different things. First thing is OKC's been traveling all over the place. First game back home, like I said, after 4 straight road games. and they've actually played 6 of their last 7 on the road. So I looked into that trend. Home favorites playing first game back home after playing 6 of their last 7 games on the road are 53% trend towards the under, 2-0 to the under this season, with both of those games going under by 8 and 21 points. And then you just got the double-digit home favorites this season, 29 and 15 to the under this season, with those games staying under by 7.5 points on average. And if the total is less than 225, 12 and 7 to the under, 63%, and the favorite is only giving up 99 points per game. You can get a Jazz team total, I think, at like 104.5. That's the way that I would play this one. You got a Utah team that's averaging 105 points as a double-digit road dog this season. OKC is 4-1 to the under as a double-digit home favorite this season. Those games are averaging just 204 points per game, 4 straight unders in this spot, and the games are staying under by an average of 19 points per game. The Thunder have been unrested as double-digit home favorites twice this season. When they have been rested, the other games, just 1 day of rest or more, 3-0 to the under, allowing 89 points per game. In those 3 games, stayed under by an average of 27 points. So I agree with the move coming in on the under. You got a Utah team that's struggling to score the basketball. They don't even run fast. They're 26 in transition frequency last 5 games. So not pushing the pace. They're 25th in half-court scoring. OKC's coming off a game where they couldn't stop Houston from scoring. So I think that they lock in defensively, especially having Isaiah Hartenstein. Utah also only top 3 in rim accuracy last 5 games. That's the only thing that they're doing well. OKC defensively with Hartenstein on the floor is actually number 1 in opponent rim frequency, number 4 in opponent rim accuracy. So Hartenstein is doing a really good job of protecting the paint. Also potentially looking at marketing under. If he gets the Dort treatment today, he could potentially be in the torture chamber. So those are the ways that I'm thinking about looking at this game. I did look for Isaiah Hartenstein rebounds. They weren't listed last night. Let's see. What up, TC Bets? You're going to be on Cal's show? I will be on Cal's show later today, Prestigious Prodigy. Leaning towards the Jazz to plus the 13.5. Think it's a spot. I'm not looking towards the Jazz ever in life, especially without Clarkson and without Flipper. I think they need all hands on deck. They're starting rookies. They don't care about winning. Thunder can win this game by 25 points, man. Thunder not a team I'm fading as a home favorite. Like that ain't it. That ain't it. Mark says he lost some CLV, but he likes it. I'm probably going to get there with you too, Mark. It's either that or a team total under for the Utah Jazz. I don't think the Jazz are going to be able to score today. Utah team total under right now is 104.5 on FanDuel, best number. I don't think they get there. Let's go over to Memphis and Dallas. Last game I'll talk about very, very quickly. Rockets and Clippers. I want to talk about that one too, but I got to speed up. So, excuse me. We got a line that opened in favor of the Dallas Mavericks by 3, and it's up to 4. Total skyrocketed, and that's where I should have probably got to, because I'm looking at the game last night. I like the over, but it's moved. They opened at 235.5. It's up to 242 right now. 241.5, depending on where you're shopping. Memphis has 1 day of rest. This is the first road game after 4 straight home games. They've won 7 of their last 10. They've covered 8 of their last 10. They're 7-3 to the over in their last 10, and they've covered 4 straight games on the road as well. Defensively, they give up the 6 most points on the road, and they're 6-0 to the over. 6-2 to the over in road games are the Memphis Grizzlies. So their defense has been much better at home. You look at Dallas, they're 8-2 straight up and against the spread in their last 10. Both of these teams playing really good basketball. 4 straight covers. They played 5 of their last. It would have been 4 straight covers. They actually didn't cover against Portland on Sunday. They were laying 7.5 in that spot. Didn't cover that, but they've covered before that. They had covered 4 straight. They played 5 of their last 7 games and 6 of their last 8 on the road have the Dallas Mavericks. It feels like that should catch up with them eventually. They do have this one quick home game. Then they go back on the road to DC to play the Wizards on Thursday. Najee Marshall is listed as out with an illness. You got Lively listed as questionable. Klay Thompson listed as questionable, and Kyrie didn't play in that last game, but he is off the injury report. So Dallas actually clinches a wild card spot with a bunch of different scenarios. I had those pulled up. Let's see. They need a lot to happen though, due to Dallas Mavericks. Real quick, I do have it pulled up. Let's see if I can find it for you guys. All right, so Dallas clinches with a win, and they need OKC to lose and Portland to lose, or they need to win, and they need to win the tiebreaker over Portland in second place team in West Group B, or OKC lost. It's not happening. OKC not losing, and Portland lost, and Denver win, and them to win. So yeah, that's probably not gonna happen for them. But they need a bunch of scenarios to happen for them to clinch in this spot. I kind of feel like I said, the over is the best look in the game. Two teams that I don't really want to bet against. This is also a divisional game. Memphis and Dallas do play in the same division. I think they play in the same division. I just kind of feel like it's an over game, man. I feel like both of these teams, Memphis is playing top 5 pace. Dallas can score the basketball. If Lively doesn't play, that's a lot of defense missing for the Dallas side with them not having a true center. Ja Morant should be able to live at the rim, outside of Gafford, of course. Ja Morant should be able to live at the rim. Mavs 4-3 straight up, 5-2 against the spread versus teams with the 55% win percentage. They're 6-1 to the over in this spot. And then I looked at Memphis against good teams as well. If they're playing a team that has a 55% win percentage, they're 5-1 to the over as well. 5-1 against the spread knows as well. So I kind of like Memphis plus the points, and maybe just a Memphis team total over. I know Dallas defensively is a little bit better than Memphis, but I think this is a Memphis spot. I can see, even though it's the first road game after 4 straight home games, and Dallas is really, really good at basketball, I see Memphis being able to hold this, keep it close here. So that's the way that I would think about this one. G. Harris says, I have no idea what to think of Memphis this year. Think that they're good. GLB Best says, I took under 236 in Dallas game last night. I'm cooked. Yeah, I don't think it's an under spot, GLB Best. I'm not playing over 242 because that's a little bit too high, but I don't think it's an over spot. Merrill says, Ja over his 27.5 points plus assists. Derek Lively over his 16.5 rebounds and assists. Points, rebounds, and assists. Killian, I like this. He says OKC and Cleveland just to be winning wire to wire. So at the end of every quarter, you parlay those together, you get plus 160. I don't think that the Jazz gonna win a quarter, and I don't think that the Wizards gonna win a quarter. So I like that a lot, Killian. I like that a lot. Let's go over to the last game we got. Well, last game I'm gonna break down is the Rockets and the Kings. This line was at plus. It was actually at +1 is what it opened at. Houston was laying 1, and then they went to 2.5 point favorites, and now the money is coming back in on Sacramento. Sacramento has flipped back to a favorite, and it's crazy to think, but people keep putting their hard-earned money on the Kings, man. I did play the Kings successfully first half the other day against the San Antonio Spurs, but they still end up not winning that game. So you got a Houston Rockets team that's coming off a very, very big win against the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're 8-2 straight up, 9-1 against the number in their last 10. The Rockets are absolutely balling. And you got a Sacramento team going the total opposite way. 3-7 straight up, 2-8 against the number in their last 10. Back-to-back losses to Portland and San Antonio. And before that, they beat Minnesota. But before that, they had lost 4 straight to OKC, Brooklyn, the Clippers, and the Atlanta Hawks as well. Kevin Huerter is listed as questionable. Malik Monk is in the starting lineup. I think that's going to remain the same. Houston, they don't have anything to play for. They've already clinched Group C already, so they don't need this game. The Kings are, of course, eliminated as well. Houston does have 3 straight wins in the head-to-head matchup, and this is probably the squares play today, but I did take the Rockets. I played them on the money line last night. For a lot of reasons, but I'm pretty sure you guys know them already. Sacramento has been the worst half-court defense over the last 5 games. They can't defend the three-point line. Just go back and look at San Antonio game logs. The San Antonio game log, it was Champagnie, it was Victor Wembanyama who hit 4 threes in the first half. Like, this is just a terrible three-point defense. They're allowing 110 points per 100 possessions in the half court specifically. The Rockets, 6-3 straight up on the road. Remember, last year the Rockets were a fade on the road. They weren't a good team on the road, but they've actually been playing a lot better on the road this season. 6-3 straight up. That's where they struggled at last season. This season, they're actually second in defensive efficiency on the road. They're number 3 in opponent effective field goal percentage on the road, and they have they up towards the top of the league in forcing turnovers, offensive rebound percentage, and free throw rate. So I know that the game doesn't mean anything, and the Kings eventually gonna win one. I just don't think it's gonna come against the Rockets. So I did play the Rockets last night. Sent it out -135, I think it was, on the money line. I think that they get the job done here. Not messing with the Kings, bro. Not messing with the Kings at all. Mark says Houston money line, fade the Kings. I'm right there with you. J Man says Keegan Murray under points. Sengun over his 23.5 points plus assists. Merrill says Rock has been balling. Overtime, road game, double overtime, don't matter. That's a fact. They have been killing. Mark says Jay also likes Houston. Love to hear that. Kyrie under his 24.5 points. Yeah, I like all of those things, man. I like all of those things in the chat as well. But I am on Rockets. This number is kind of puzzling to me that people keep putting their money on the Kings. Remember, we faded the Kings against Oklahoma City the other day, and that was an easy winner. But in this spot, same thing. Even though the Rockets don't have anything to play for in the cup, it's not like they're about to come out here and just roll over because they don't have anything to play for. Udoka not going for that. So I like the Rockets. First half, I like them full game, all of that. I think that they are the right side in this game. So let's get into a quick recap. Only thing that I played officially today, trying to limit it a little bit, be a little bit more disciplined. But honestly, it don't really matter. It feel like the days when I don't shoot is the days when I leave a lot of stuff on the table. When I do shoot, that's when it feel like I've been getting smoked. So a lot of variance in the NBA right now, man. So take it for what it's worth. I did play the Rockets though. So we'll put the Houston. You can get the money line. You can get the +1. Whatever it is that you want to play. But we'll go Houston money line. I also played Charlotte +5. Also lean under in that game. And then Knicks, first half, -2.5 is the best number. I think these are the best plays on the board for today. And that Utah team total under 104.5. I don't think they go score 100 points tonight. Those will be the top looks for myself. So I'll share these with you guys so you can see them. They're all right there. Appreciate everybody for tapping in today. I do got to run a couple games that I didn't get to today. Draymond is listed as questionable. That line moved from 3 to 5.5 really quickly. Babak has come in on Denver in that spot. I'm sorry, on Golden State, pushing it down to 4.5. Phoenix and San Antonio open 7.5. I saw that go all the way down to 5, back up to 7.5. Phoenix needs to win that game for cup reasons as well. I didn't talk about that. And Clippers in Portland. I actually like Portland. I'm probably going to continue to ride Portland plus the 8.5 in that game. Even with Norman Powell back, I think that Portland can keep it close. Portland has already beat the Clippers one time this season in Intuit Dome as well. I think they match up pretty well with their ability to rebound the basketball, slow the game down. So those are my thoughts on those games, but I didn't play any of them. So best of luck to whatever it is that you guys are playing. Hopefully we can all get some cash today. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. I will. That's it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. As always, you guys be good. Come on.